Hello and welcome to episode 14 of today's complaints. My name's Brad and I'll be your host. And this time we actually have a guest. This show's getting so good. We have Jared and he's got a complaint. I said, Jared, can you talk to my audience about anything you can think of to complain about regarding reunion shows?
Oh, I've got so many things I could say about reunion shows. And I'll tell you the main problem with reunion shows, you don't want a reunion show. You think you do. Every reunion show that has ever existed, after MASH, Fuller House, Girl Meets World, the new one we've been talking about that just came out. I forgot it.
This show?
Yes, this show itself is a reunion show. The only thing these shows do is serve to make you remember how good the shows that inspired them were. And that's what you really want more of. And you don't want a reunion show 20 years after the show that you loved that inspired the reunion show started.
Yeah.
You wanted another season right after the last one ended 20 years ago. Instead, what you get are all these characters that you loved, a lot older, a lot fatter, a lot balder, and in need of money. And you have to squint because you desperately want to love this new show. You want it to be more of the same. And it gets into a lot of trouble. I think the worst, it's always sad and depressing, but I think the worst example of this phenomenon that I can think of is Star Trek Picard, where they brought on Data, the ageless android, and you're just supposed to pretend that you don't notice that Data's gained 50 pounds, aged 30 years, and lost a lot of hair. And they shellac a bunch of CGI over the top of him to kind of hide the fact that he's now a grandpa, the supposedly ageless android, and he still looks like garbage. And so,
Well, now it's just getting mean.
well, look, you're not getting what you really want. You're getting the bloated, waterlogged corpse of the show you loved, and it's finally gone through the Gulf Stream and washed up on the shore. That's what a reunion show is. Friends.
Our producer just held up a sign that said Friends.
Don't get me started.
I think
on
he's
Friends.
talking about the show.
Yeah.
At first I thought he was talking about us. Like, why? Am I not smiling enough?
We got nothing to smile about talking about reunion
I haven't
shows.
seen... is that a bad reunion show?
It's a terrible reunion
Oh,
show
okay.
for all the reasons. Look, when you have a reunion show where one of the main cast members shows up and says, I was so high I don't remember 3 of the prime seasons of the show I was on, that it's like, well, then why are you here? To just let people know that you were on autopilot for years at a time of your life? Honestly, part of this is just the internalized self-hatred that I'm on a reunion show right now. And I'm a new character on a reunion show, which means I didn't have a prior show where I looked better. I just showed up on the
yeah.
new one looking bad.
No, see, I didn't even think about that before I hit record.
Yeah, people are just going to be like, man, who's this train wreck of a human being? So I'm what you call preloaded
Well,
for
they're
reunion
used to it.
shows.
Look at this.
That's true, that's true. So he shows up looking better because he found people worse looking to be on the show with him.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was saying
We heard what you said.
we. You're like my only subscriber.
Yeah, I was going to say, was there really this much demand for a reunion?
Well, I'm doing my best here.
I would say the people have spoken, but it's like the person who has spoken. I sure didn't ask for this.
Okay,
You came down here and shined the phone on me while I was sitting in a chair.
can we stop while it's still good? Okay, now I know you've actually done things like podcasts. So the biggest problem with the show before it finally got canceled was all of our endings sucked. And I'm thinking you've actually done, media, and maybe you know how to do a good ending of a show. And then
Well-
I'll be ready with the stop button, right? Yeah.
Yeah, normally you would just have somebody.
This is gonna be so good.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Normally, what would happen is we just ramble on and on about where you can find us on social media and whatnot.
Oh, I didn't. No,
Right.
you've seen the show.
Right.
I've been forgetting to do that lately. As usual,
Yeah.
we will not ask you to like, subscribe, or hit the notification button. And we're proud of the fact that we never edit anything.
Indeed.
Well, we didn't, and then when our show was on, we didn't do any editing.
This is what's known as outlaw video or outlaw reunion video, as the case
Well, it's
may
going to
be.
get better.
Indeed.
Well, it was going to get better,
yeah,
and then it
was.
got canceled.
Yeah, it's the reunion show. You see, we're going to wait until the reunion gets really popular, and then one of us is going to take a bunch of Ambien and hop on Twitter and say some stuff that gets the show canceled again.
I'm not going to do that.
So it must be me. So yeah, well, makes sense. I'm the louder, fatter one, just like Roseanne. So normally how they end something like this is somebody will hit a little mixer button and there'll be like some generic guitar music in the background, and we just sort of fade out and the music fades up. So I'll just lay down.
But wait, did I even introduce you? Did I say your name at the beginning of this?
My name's not important. I don't want people knowing who I am.
He's
You can-
MC Master J.
Yeah, you can find me on social media, but I'm not going to tell you my name. I don't want anybody contacting me about this.
Well,
Afraid we're gonna have people that are real
disabled
passionate.
comments.
Oh, fair enough. I'm just afraid I'm going to find somebody who is really passionate about Fuller House or something, and they're going to want to tell me,
You didn't like Fuller House?
I did not like Fuller. I didn't like Full House.
I didn't like the original. I thought Fuller House was kind of campy.
Yeah, the original was such hard-hitting, serious drama.
Okay, that's not what I meant. I meant like Fuller
Vince
House.
Gill's Full
I only
House.
saw. Okay, I admit I only saw the pilot for Fuller House, but it felt like they were making fun of themselves.
Well, there was that's the other thing. Like they try to recapture the magic on these shows, and you can't escape the self-awareness, especially after 2 decades of reruns or whenever, where like all the jokes are known. You can't just come back and nobody's just going to do more of the same and act like they aren't in on the joke. The alternative is to come up with something new. But people don't want something new. They want a reunion show. It's recycling. It's the waterlogged corpse of the show you loved. Like I said, like I'm recycling that comment. More of the same. And you enjoying the reunion show? That's what we're doing right now. We're part of the problem.
Well, you've given us all a lot to think about.
Darn right.
And I'm just going to say goodnight and thank you for watching episode 14 of today's complaints. This has been some guy who wants to remain anonymous.
I'm Jared, like the jewelry store or the disgraced sandwich mascot. As you can see, that my Subway diet didn't work.
You could be both.
No, I don't want to be a disgraced sandwich mascot. No, I take that back. I can be disgraced. I don't want to be disgraced for the same reasons he was.
Why? What did he do?
He diddled kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a family show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jesus.